Why hate Anthony when you're just the other end of the political spectrum, huh? Not Jimmy Stewart. No, I hate Anthony because I think he's a terrible person. I think he's human garbage. Has nothing to do with politics. And believe it or not, if we lined up our politics, there's definitely a whole bunch of categories we would agree on. Not Jimmy Stewart. That's on him. Another way he can manipulate his stupid audience and gaslight everybody. Not only wasn't he funny on the show, he's also a lib, guys, so go after him. He's a lib. No, I'm not. I'm not even close to a lib. It has nothing to do with politics. I sat next to the guy for 20 some odd years. I was a stupid human being. In 2000, I knew I was in trouble. I knew I was doing something I didn't want to do. I knew the guy I was doing a huge radio show with, I didn't want anything to do with. I called my super agent. I said, I quit. He goes, you're about to become a millionaire. I'm like, I don't care. This guy's a terrible person. And then because I was weak. Take some responsibility, Opie. Here's the responsibility. I was weak. I knew what I was getting into. I knew I was in a bad situation. I knew it was a show I didn't want to do. And then my stupid super agent, who I do love to death, and he's no longer with us, and he did right by me and my family in general, he played into my weakness. A kid from Long Island that grew up with barely anything. It's like, oh, you're about to become a millionaire. Can't you figure out how to deal with this? No one gets this opportunity. That was 2000. I walked 2 other times, and this plays into all those idiots that think I was useless on my own radio show. The big bosses would tell me, you can't leave. We don't want you to leave. One time, it was Mel Karmazin. He basically said, and this was after Anthony, was texting Jimmy all this nonsense, including the C word. That's good. The little C won't look at me. Like Anthony has no responsibility in anything he's ever done in his entire life. He never took responsibility for anything. So when Anthony went to my brother's, restaurant back in the day and completely trashed it all over Twitter when we were a giant radio show, because one of my brother's workers at the time, who's long gone, didn't know or recognize Anthony and was trying to do the right thing, like he was trying to do the right thing for anybody else walking into the restaurant that night. And Anthony thought, oh, everybody should know who I am, and they should roll out the red carpet. When the restaurant was incredibly busy, and this kid, he was a kid. Of course he doesn't know who Opie and Anthony are. We were famous a million years ago. No one knows who we are anymore when you walk around out there. So then the kid doesn't recognize him, but, does the right thing and gets him a seat and gives him great service and all that. And then Anthony just completely trashes the restaurant of his radio partner's brother. And then because I was so mad about this that I didn't know what to do, and we're about to start a radio show, and I don't even want to talk to the guy, look at the guy once again. I walked in that studio day in and day out. I'm like, oh, I got to look at this guy. All that's on me. It wasn't a match. The Opie and Anthony thing wasn't a match for many, many years. And then because I wasn't looking at him, he's pissed at me, even though, I guess he had no awareness why I might be pissed. I don't know. He just went on another Twitter tirade in the middle of the night, drunk, just trashing my brother's restaurant. My brother didn't have the luxury of having throwaway money. Every night was incredibly important. Every customer was incredibly important to my brother. And here's my radio partner trashing my brother's restaurant. Oh boy, I'm sorry that I was mad that morning. And then he proceeds. He's so pissed off that I'm mad that he starts texting what he thought was Jimmy, and instead he texted me the little C won't look at me. And then when I realized what was going on, then this little wimp, this little weak man, when I caught him red-handed, he throws Jimmy under the bus. Like he was, no, that text was for you, Ope. I'm talking about Jimmy. His good friend Jimmy threw him under the bus immediately. So I walked out again. And at that point, I got my wife. I think I got kids at this point, and I should have never returned. That's on me, too. That's on me. That's where I'm stupid. And then I refused to answer the phone for like 2 days. And then Mel Karmazin personally called my phone. And I was always scared of Mel Karmazin. He made us very, very successful back in the day. He syndicated Opie and Anthony. He made Howard Stern huge in radio as well. Howard Stern, yeah, talented, whatever, but you also need somebody in your back pocket in management. And Mel Karmazin understood shows like Opie and Anthony and Howard Stern. And he calls me, and after refusing to answer anyone's calls, I saw, shit. It was his personal cell phone because he wanted it to pop up Mel Karmazin on my phone. I'm like, shit. This is the real stuff. Everyone could like babble about how I suck, I wasn't funny, I was in the way and all that. But here's the real shit. Okay? Here's the real shit. So Mel leaves a message basically and says, "Get your ass into my office tomorrow." And now me being brave where I'm blowing off everybody and I never want to return to Sirius XM, he scared me. Mel Karmazin scared me. He was a very, very scary guy. And he sat me down. I told him exactly what happened. He actually understood my point. Thank God, of course. Who wouldn't understand my point? Your co-host went out, to your brother's restaurant and in a drunken rage is tweeting all night long how bad the restaurant is because this kid didn't recognize him. I go, Mel, I'm done, Mel. I'm done. I can't do this anymore, Mel. I can't do this. Get a clue. This is like the third time I've tried to quit this thing. And this is the statement that'll piss everybody off. And honesty is the best policy. GH, honesty is the best policy. He looked me right in the eye. He goes, Ope, if you're trying to tell me you want to reinvent yourself, we want you to reinvent yourself here. He said, there is no Opie and Anthony show without Opie. He said that. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. No, he didn't. Yeah, no, that's exactly what he said. And then, I had, and then I felt like I kind of had Mel in my pocket. And then we were going to try to figure some shit out, how to kind of keep the O&A brand going, where I could also like kind of be free of the nonsense. That's literally what the plan was. Like, okay, we keep the Opie and Anthony brand going. Maybe you don't do as many shows a week, and then maybe you do something over here, and then it does something over here, and then the brand, which was worth millions, could go on. I'm like, man, I kind of like that plan. That's not a bad plan, Mel. Thank you. He goes, so just give me some time. And we'll try to figure it all out. I'm like, thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Because the one thing which is so stupid, a lot of people think, I wanted Ann out of the picture and this and that, which is just complete horseshit. I felt trapped for sure, but I also, I do have a business sense to me, and I knew the Opie and Anthony brand was worth millions. I obviously wasn't willing to walk away from the millions that the brand brought in. Holy crap! But then, unfortunately, Mel left the company. A new CEO came in, and he didn't want to deal with any of the nonsense. Mel Karmazin knew Anthony was a problem. Most of management over Sirius XM knew Anthony was a problem, with his racist rants and the stuff he was tweeting before the infamous night. They all knew it. Our agent knew it. Everybody knew it. but they were willing to try to figure it out because of the amount of money Opie and Anthony was bringing in. But Mel Karmazin left, who really understood the shock jock world. They brought in a new guy, and he hated our guts. And the whole plan of trying to figure out how to keep the One brand together and me reinventing myself and all this, he wasn't on board. So the first chance he got, he gave Anthony the pipe, as Brother Weeze would say. And then, eventually they gave me the pipe as well. And the rest is history. Bill Burr and C. Soda Kenny suck. Okay, so you're defending Anthony, I guess. Another thing Anthony took no responsibility for, like zero, John. You want the honesty. The only reason you don't like Bill Burr or Club Soda Kenny is because of Anthony and what happened with Anthony. Because Anthony couldn't believe that Bill Burr wouldn't want to talk to him after Anthony went after his effing wife and possibly the rest of his family. So all of a sudden, Bill, I guess Anthony walked in. Bill was already established there. Anthony walks in and goes right up to Bill Burr, knowing all the crappy stuff he said about Bill Burr's wife. So Bill's basically, I don't want to talk to you. And then Anthony's insisting because he doesn't understand, because he doesn't take responsibility for anything. And then all of a sudden, Kenny bounces his ass. And then Anthony is just outraged. I can't believe I was treated this way. Why do you think you were treated that way? You took horrible shots at his wife. Why would he ever want to talk to you again? So then, of course, you got a lot of people that are fans of Anthony. Yeah, look, there are some of you're normal people and you find him entertaining and all that. That's more than fine. But then there's also a whole bunch of cucks out there. And instead of going, I really like this Anthony, but I think he's wrong about this one. I think all the shots he took at Bill Burr's wife might have pissed Bill to the point where he really doesn't want anything to do with Anthony anymore. So I can't go with this one. You're dishonest, John. You're really dishonest. I gotta be honest with you. I guarantee when Bill Burr was coming in on our show and just crushing day in and day out, you loved him. You absolutely loved him. But then, you listen to Anthony and you're taking his side on something where Anthony is obviously so wrong about. God, I hate the dishonesty. It's just almost sad. Man, I'm doing O&A history today because unfortunately, my Twitter with hate. And if you ask me, I'll tell you. I have read. I think my math is accurate. I've read maybe 1% of the hate that's just on my Twitter right now. About 1%. That's about it. I ain't gonna spend my day with that garbage. And now claims you're racist. Well, one end of the subway, kids in private school, no walks, way uptown. Okay, this is what I mean about Anthony gaslighting and manipulating the audience. I literally ride the subway almost every day. I have done live streams where I walk uptown. It's literally on my effing page. Wandered around Harlem. I've walked uptown many times on my live stream. And as far as the kids going to private school, like I said the other day, I guess he does watch everything I do because I walk through the ghetto. That's like walking uptown, by the way. I walk through the ghetto. This guy is a piece of garbage. Continuing to manipulate with lies. I'm on the subway all the time. I've walked uptown many times. I got proof of that. I've live streamed walking all the way up to Harlem. I walked all the way to the up to the Apollo Theater. I almost got in trouble with some of the street merchants because I was filming their stuff. I found a cologne that said Obama on it. The video's on I'll put it on my new channel today. I'll find that one. But they were selling a cologne called Obama. And then I wanted to talk to the lady about it. She was really mad. I was filming, and she had some pretty tough looking people around her. And I was like, you know what? I'm stupid, but I'm not this stupid. So I got myself out of the situation. And the other day when I was live streaming, I walked right through the ghetto, right through it. I was scared. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was scared. And there's two reasons why my kids are in private school. One, a private school, if you have the means, gives your kids a much better education. Two, it's the thing most families do in Manhattan. Three, like I said, I'm stupid, but not that stupid. The school system that would be zoned for my kids, we didn't want them in there. Yeah, we didn't want them in there. But I'm a lib. You know, I got basic common sense, if you want to know the truth. But having basic common sense about social issues in New York City, social issues in America, that's one thing. But then to stay up all night just drinking your Budweiser and yelling the N-word, that's the difference. By the way, take note. You'll never see Anthony without a Budweiser when he's trying to be funny. You'll never see him without a Budweiser when he's trying to be funny. He's attached to that garbage. So more lies, literally more lies.